So Godzilla minus one's box office success is coming near a close as February 1st will be the last day that this movie will still be in theaters. It has been a journey for sure. 3 months in movie theaters. And they decided to remaster the movie in minus color for a short run. And by doing so, they've extended the release of the movie, and both versions are going to finish February 1st. It was January 12th, and I should have kind of told you guys about this, but I know it's very short notice, but that's not exactly what I wanted to talk about, because this movie has done wonders. It has done what other movies in Hollywood right now have not done in quite some time, and that's excited audiences to go see it. And being as that is the case, Godzilla minus one might be the first Godzilla movie to actually be nominated for an Oscar. And it could even take it. And if it does, wow. Godzilla minus one absolutely deserves it for certain. They only had 35 VFX people working on this movie. It only took them less than $15 million to make it. And it was only, the movie itself currently right now, looking at Box Office Mojo, it's made $55 million domestically here in the United States, a total of $102 million, which you would sit there and go, well, that's not $1 billion. Yeah, and it's not $1 billion for a movie that did not cost them $300 million to make. And with that said, the weekend, the visual effects branch presented its annual bake-off pre-nomination voting event featuring its Category 10 shortlisted movies. Branch members got a look at an impressive and diverse range of work from big-budget tentpoles such as Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 to the $15 million budget of Godzilla minus one. And speaking of which, the Godzilla minus one team of potential nominees offered a charming look at their work, which involved innovation from character work to water to complete the film's 610 VFX shots with the constraints of a shoestring budget and just 35 artists. That unique situation also meant that Godzilla was one of several movies whose 4 potential nominees for creative contributions, in this case, the film's director Takashi Yamazaki, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, and composer Tatsuji Nojima, were not the more typical VFX supervisor and special effects supervisor roles often seen among this category's nominees. In fact, it could be the very first for Yamazaki. And I gotta say, this movie was just, you guys know, I talked about it in my review. It just, I actually cared about the humans in a Godzilla movie, which is an impressive feat. The special effects were amazing, for Godzilla not appearing on screen as often as many would want. But still, when he was on screen, he made sure he had a presence. They actually use Akira Ifukube's Godzilla March for when he shows up in Tokyo. It was amazingly done. The atomic breath. Oh, I can go on and on about the movie, but it's not just that. Again, I cared about the human characters as well. There's the opening shot where you see the plane coming down to land on Odo Island. It was very surreal looking, and I wonder how it would look in black and white, considering that they tried to make the black and white version feel like it is a movie made back in the 1940s. So, maybe having some of that a little bit extra feel to it. They've even said that they reworked some of the sounds, so it actually sounds better, is what some reports have actually said. So, still, man, a movie coming out, from Japan, being brought to the United States and actually being nominated for an Oscar is certainly impressive. It goes to show you that would all these other big budget blockbusters make these movies that costs millions and millions of dollars, and it's, you know, reshoot after reshoot, and it balloons up to a budget of 300 million, and then you watch the movie and it is the most boring thing you've ever seen. To which I say, a movie with made with less than $15 million, then, you know, barely marketed except for basically by fans, and the movie did really well in the theaters for what it's worth, and it was a really good movie. And I'll say that over again. If you have not seen it and you're watching this movie right now and you're like, hey, I want to see a movie on a Wednesday night, go see it. It really is, you know, worth it. I already talked about it in my review, like I said, you know, and here they're saying, like, the movie is, and if you have seen the movie, like, seriously, let me know, like, in the comments. I want to know what you guys are thinking about this movie, because, like, it's, to be able to have both a black and white version and a color version, and a lot of people are saying and walking out of the theater and saying that it's really, really good. I just didn't get the opportunity to go see it in black and white. That's the only reason why. And to have a movie still make, you know, this much money, I'm curious if it could make that extra $2 million before the movie closes out, you know, altogether, you know, because I think that, I don't know if this counts all of, you know, the daily today, you know, all the way up until right now. So maybe they're just not reporting all the theaters yet. And maybe we'll find out if it did break the record for the number 2 spot of the most grossing foreign film, you know, of all the Godzilla, you know, not just Godzilla films, but movies in general, like movies that are made from other countries and then brought to the United States and actually released here. It's currently sitting at least at 55 million. It's the number 3. If it goes past 57 million, then it'll be number 2. Because I think there's another movie that actually is a little bit more, but still, it's a lot of money for a movie like this on such a small budget to make as much as it did and resonate with people who did see it. Everyone who has seen it has all said, I've not heard really anyone say that it was really a bad movie. The only people I've heard say that it was a bad movie were like, oh, it was just a Godzilla movie. Like, and I'm like, okay, so it was just basically not your cup of tea. But the one of the coolest moments in the movie theater, and I'll say this, I said this in my full review, was how one of Godzilla's roars actually terrified my mother when I saw it the first time. And like walking out of the theater and having my wife literally say it when I watch it the second time, how much she actually enjoyed it, and she doesn't really like kaiju films. So I'm excited now to see where Godzilla goes if they make a Godzilla -2. But I'm also curious as how good Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, is going to be. We got enough room for this franchise to just continue to make Godzilla films for quite some time. A lot of us want to see the big lizard, you know, smash as many buildings as possible. We'll see where they go. But I know what you guys think about this. Are you excited about the fact that Godzilla -1 looks to be nominated for an Oscar? And do you think that this movie deserves all the praise that it gets? Of course, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to thumbs up this video and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. I have many more videos like this coming soon on this channel, so stay tuned for that. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.